It's not even about him winning the belt. I mean, how I felt about him. I can't risk putting him in big positions in a big spot and have something go wrong.
He reached out to me and apologized and all this stuff, but Jon Jones, to this day, I'll still say it, people always criticize and whatever, they're wrong, and I'm right. Jon Jones is the greatest of all time in mixed martial arts. But what he's not the greatest at is delivering, he's not my clutch guy that I know is going to be there.
Tonight, we're going deeper into one of the most talked about topics in the world of combat sports. The fractured relationship between UFC President Dana White and the sport's greatest fighter, Jon Jones. For years, Dana White has consistently and publicly hailed Jones as the GOAT, the greatest of all time. But that admiration, built on Jones's incredible talent and unmatched record, has always been tested by his chaotic life outside the octagon. The latest twist in this complex story involves the highly anticipated UFC event at the White House. This event isn't just a fight. It's a historic spectacle planned for the White House's South Lawn, a symbol of American pride and a massive public relations opportunity. The main event fighter would be the face of this monumental moment, and according to Dana White, that face cannot belong to Jon Jones. A desperate apology, a firm rejection. The drama escalated recently when Jon Jones reached out to Dana White with a personal text message. In this message, Jones expressed his deep regret over how his potential fight with Tom Aspinall fell through. This was more than just a missed opportunity. It was a major disruption for the UFC. Jones had verbally agreed to the fight, but negotiations stalled, and he then abruptly announced his retirement. Just 2 weeks later, as the White House event was being planned, he announced his return to fighting. In his apology, Jones made it clear that he was serious about fighting on the White House card, a stage he believes would give him a deeper purpose to fight for his country. He was trying to mend fences, to show that he was a changed man ready for the biggest moment of his career. However, Dana White's response was definitive. He appreciated the apology but made it clear it wasn't enough. White's words were blunt: "I need people I can count on for this fight. I know who they are, I know who they are not." This decision, as White explained, wasn't just about the Aspinall situation. It was about a long and painful history of unreliability. The weight of the past. Jon Jones's past is a long and well-documented list of controversies. In 2015, he was involved in a hit-and-run incident involving a pregnant woman, which led to him being stripped of his light heavyweight title. A year later, a failed drug test forced the cancellation of the highly anticipated UFC 200 main event against Daniel Cormier, a major financial and logistical disaster for the company. These incidents, along with a DUI and other legal issues, have created a pattern of unpredictability that has cost the UFC millions of dollars and countless headaches. For Dana White, the White House event is simply too big to risk. The security, the prestige, and the immense media scrutiny mean there is no room for error. A last-minute pullout by the main event star, a scenario that has happened with Jones before, would be a catastrophic embarrassment on a global scale. White's professional obligation to protect the UFC's brand and its biggest event outweighs his personal admiration for Jones's fighting skills. This is why White has publicly said he'd prefer a fighter like Conor McGregor to headline the card.
Conor McGregor has always been that guy. Somebody can fall out 2 hours before the fight, and you know what he'll say? "Let me know who I'm fighting." He doesn't care. He doesn't care who you're bringing in. You can bring in.
Despite McGregor's own issues, White views him as a reliable and bankable superstar when a fight is actually scheduled. As White put it, "Say what you will about Conor McGregor, but he is that guy, and he's always been that guy. When the S***T hits the fan, who's really willing to go out, and Conor McGregor has always been that guy." Legacy versus reliability. This story serves as a powerful lesson. While Jon Jones may be a generational talent and the greatest fighter in history, his legacy outside the cage has created a barrier to his biggest opportunities. His apology, though appreciated, cannot erase a history of broken trust. For the UFC, and for Dana White, the White House event demands more than just a fighter's skills. It requires a champion who is absolutely dependable. For now, the door to this historic moment remains closed to Bones, proving that a legendary career can still be overshadowed by a tumultuous past.